Okay, how do you make a green smoothie that doesn't taste, well, like a green smoothie? That's what we're talking about today. All things green smoothies. So green smoothies are very popular among lots of different groups right now for a good reason. We need to get lots of greens in our bodies. Greens are very high in minerals. What do I mean by greens? I'm talking about spinach, lettuce, bok choy, napa, cabbage, all your other different cabbages, even your green herbs, any of your leafy greens. So we want smoothies that have greens in them, which sounds really weird, but your greens are very high in minerals. The chlorophyll is the lifeblood of the plant, and that helps our lifeblood in our bodies. So we want to get greens because we want those minerals, and smoothies are super quick and easy. Now, my biggest thing about smoothies is we need to chew our foods. If we drink down a green smoothie, like I could fill up this giant blender here and drink this smoothie in minutes, right? But it's packed full of, it could be a lot of calories if I fill it with things that are high in calories. Not that I'm concerned about calories, but my body's not going to register that I just ate all those calories. So then I'm going to eat again in a little while later and keep eating, and I'm going to overeat for the day. So my biggest thing is whenever you have smoothies, turn it into a smoothie bowl. Add things to it that you are chewing and crunching. So I like smoothies where I don't add the fruit to the blender part. I add the fruit on top, or I eat the fruit with the smoothie so that I'm chewing. I'm still getting all the vitamins and minerals from the greens, and I also am getting some of that sweetness and the wonderful vitamins that are in the fruit. Now, when we eat, we need to activate the enzymes that are in our mouth. These enzymes break down carbohydrates, and there's carbohydrates even in these herbs. So we think carbohydrates, we think potatoes, but no, carbohydrates are in all of our foods. All of our foods, not in olive oil, that's a processed food, but in olives, yes. So carbs are in all of our foods. Even meats have a little bit of carbohydrates in them. And so we want to make sure that we are activating the enzymes that help break down those carbohydrates because we need those nutrients in our body. So that's why we are not drinking the smoothies, we are eating the smoothies. So with a green smoothie, sometimes the greens are very bitter, and so we need something kind of sweet if we're not used to eating a lot of greens. Now, I've been eating green smoothies for a while now, so I don't need anything sweet in mine. I can top mine with some blueberries, and that's all the sweet that I need. But I know that when you're new to this, we need to add something sweet. So I'm going to show you how I make 2 different green smoothies. We can even make one chocolate. So the first thing I do, now I always make smoothies for 2, and so I'm going to start with 1.5 cups of water in each of my blenders here. If I brought, I think I would have 1.5 cups of water. So I'm going to have one here on the right, and I have another one on the left. And I just have 1.5 cups of distilled water. Now, I always want a fat. So your greens have some fat soluble nutrients in there. So what that means is we need some fats to help us to absorb those nutrients. And so I'm going to add, I could add some avocado, I could add walnuts, I could add almonds. You can think about plant-based milks that you like. A lot of people like almond milk, so you'd add almonds. But if you are concerned about inflammation, you want to look more towards your omega-3 rich fats, which are found in walnuts, hemp seeds, flax seeds, and chia seeds. So I always just grab a handful. Remember, this is for 2 people. So I have a handful of walnuts, and I'm going to put in this one. I want healthy fats. I could put almonds in the other one, but I think I'm going to go with an avocado. And so I have a knife over here. Don't cut like I am. I'm running out of space here, you can see. So what I meant is don't try to cut the avocado in the air like that. You may cut your hand, which I did do in a live cooking class. So, and maybe don't balance the plate on top of a blender either. All right, so I am just cutting around the pit of the avocado. Can you see what I'm doing here? So that I can, this is kind of firm. Hopefully it is ripe enough. These avocados, I'm not sure where they came from. They are kind of a reddish black. I don't know if you can see the color on them. Avocados are very high in monounsaturated fats. They are heart healthy fat. still can't. Maybe I can peel it off. All right, and avocados are also very green. I just dropped some of the peel. Oh well, that blender might have a little bit of peel in it. I'm gonna step away and peel this off. Okay, so why am I peeling it instead of scooping it? I want this dark green color. When I finish peeling it, you're gonna see that the outside is even darker green than the inside, and so that is where we have a lot of nutrients. And there's also something that holds the skin to the flesh that contains nutrients that are important for our bodies as well. And so I want to get as much as I can of this layer. So usually it's not this messy. Sometimes I get the avocado lottery and sometimes I don't. Let's see if I can get in there. This is going to be a messy one. Hopefully you have better luck with yours. It's really firm. It felt like it was soft. The top, it had some give. The stem had broken off. Those are all the things that I look for in a ripe avocado, but it is just not meeting my needs. It is very firm. Here we go. But you can see this dark green? We definitely want that dark green. So when you scoop, sometimes you miss that dark green, so don't scoop that off. All right, but you can see my hands are getting so messy. All right, so super healthy fat. It is green, so lots of minerals. That is why we like avocados. Heart healthy. All right, so I'm putting in one whole avocado in here. So one has a handful of walnuts, the other one has a whole avocado. Next, I'm going to select my greens. And so if you are new to this, you want some milder greens. Something like spinach, bok choy or napa cabbage, even a spring mix. Those are going to be your milder ones. You won't taste as much green when you have those. Okay, finally got my avocado. Alright, so for one of them, I will use just a spring mix, which I got from the store. We grow our own here, but right now we don't have any available for me. It goes to the customers. So I'm going to put my spring mix in here with my walnuts. And I want a lot. And so you can see I'm kind of finishing the container here. And another way I can add some more greens is with my herbs. Here I have some cilantro. I'm just going to tear it right off the stems. This is already washed. I have some parsley, which is wonderful for kidney health. So I'm going to add some parsley in here. So you don't have to add herbs, but I like cilantro because it helps to detoxify any minerals. I like the parsley because it helps to cleanse the kidneys. So I have those in here. All right, and in my other one, what greens do I want? I'm going to add some kale. This one's going to be pretty dark. And I'm even going to, or bitter, I'm even going to leave the stems because it's going to be blended up anyway. So let me stick my kale in there. I'll add some spinach in there. Spinach is very high in iron. And I want to fill it up. You can see I'm getting to the top here. Now, I could flavor it with things like ginger. That would be wonderful. I could add some cinnamon. That would be great. I'm going to definitely add cocoa to one of them. So I've got cocoa powder in here. I have a measuring spoon somewhere. I hid a measuring spoon. Let me grab one. It'll turn up. All right, so I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. If I want some protein powder, I could add some protein powder. Just read your ingredients and make sure that you're buying a protein powder that has no chemicals, things that you know what they are. You want to know what you're putting in your smoothie. Now, if you are brand new to greens, you can add some banana, but if you're going to be making it for yourself, only do 1/3 to 1/2 of banana. Bananas can really spike some blood sugar, and so we don't want that to happen, but we just want some sweetness. Now you can see this one's kind of brown. This means the banana is developed. It's going to be very sweet. I prefer them when they're in this manner. Some people like them when they're green. When they're green, they're more starchy, and starchier is going to be better for your blood sugar control. You could even add things like zucchini. I have zucchini here. I'm going to leave that out for now, though. So all I have in this one is walnuts, my greens, and some cocoa. If I want some sweetness, I could add part of a banana. I could add some Lacuma powder. I think I'll do that. Lacuma, I'm only going to add a half a teaspoon. This is used as an Lacuma is used as an artificial sweetener in some areas. It kind of has a caramel flavor to me. When I blend it up, if it is too runny, then I can add things like marshmallow roots. I could add slippery elm. Slippery elm is an herb that is also a nutritive, and it's very safe for even children and people who aren't feeling well. I could add some herbs for different things. If I have some, I want to do something that's cancer preventive, then these are bitter apricot seeds. You only want the bitter ones, and you only eat 2 a day. So I'm just going to put a couple in there. Now I could leave that out. I want some more greens in there, so I could add broccoli sprouts. Broccoli sprouts are very high in sulforaphane. They are major cancer fighters. They repair DNA. They're wonderful for cleansing the liver. And so you can see I have a small handful here, just a tablespoon or 2. Actually, these are radish seeds. I just realized these are radishes, not broccoli. Anyway, each one of these is a whole plant. So if I eat all of these, I'm eating probably 30 plants. Now this is going to be really strong in my smoothie, so I'm not going to put it in my smoothie. If you are new to green smoothies, broccoli seeds are great to add. Radish seeds might be a bit spicy for you. Okay, so I am going to just blend this up. Let's stop playing with this one. Put a lid on it. Something else I could add is some stevia. When you are buying stevia, you want stevia extract. You want the real deal, not something white. So here, this is stevia that I made, extract that I made from the herb. And you can see it has a green color because it is a straight herb. Herbs are green. Your stevia extract should have a green color. If you do add it, only a few drops, that's all it takes. Okay, so let's look at it. I usually do add powders. I didn't think about that. And so this one is more like a milkshake. I want to make it a little bit thicker because I want it to be more like a smoothie bowl. So I'm going to add some marshmallow root and some slippery elm to this one. Because I did the walnuts, and the walnuts aren't quite as creamy as like avocado. If I had done chia seeds, it would have really thickened up. So there's some marshmallow root. I have a video all about marshmallow root. You can read that. This one's slippery elm. And they really have a lot of the same properties. I'm using them just as a thickener. I could add some oats if I wanted to. Now I like sprouted oat groats, not the processed oats that you normally see at the grocery store. Okay, so let's see what this one looks like. What can I set it on so that I don't want to use. Now this is going to be sweeter than I want because I did pour the stevia in there. You can see, look how green my cup is. Okay. Pour in my chocolate smoothie here. So there is my first green smoothie. So now let's make another one. This one is the avocado and the spinach and kale. So let's add some herbs to it. Some more parsley and cilantro. Maybe I'll put some mung beans in there. A little more parsley. That kale is going to be pretty strong. And so if you are new to green smoothies, I mean, like I said, you want to tend to go towards more of your spring mix, bok choy, and things like that. Maybe ginger, maybe some cinnamon to give you some more flavor. I'm going to add, I thought I had some mung bean sprouts to add. What would be good? Let's add some maca root. Okay, so here is some maca. Maca is going to give it a little bit of flavor as well. You could also add some berries, like blueberries, or we like the triple mixed berries or whatever you can get at the grocery store. Those are good too. Okay, so here is our second green smoothie. This one is more bitter for when you are moving more away from the sweet things. Pour it in, and that avocado made it nice and thick and creamy. It smells very green, so if you are new to green smoothies, go with those milder greens. If you've been eating green smoothies for a while and are ready to taper off on the sweet things, then kale may be better for you. All right, so we have the chocolate one with the mild. And you can see it's a little bit looser because it's walnuts. We have the green, which is nice and thick from the avocado. Anyway, if you make this recipe, please comment and then let me know. Let me know what flavors you put in your smoothie. Subscribe to my channel, hit like, and share. Enjoy! Okay, I'm making one more smoothie. So I just added another cup of water. And I'm going to be adding my spinach. I'm reusing the blender from before. Adding my spinach, filling it up. And I just wanted one more way that you can make one if you are new to this. You want it to be mostly greens, but you can add fruit. But you want to watch the fruit if you're someone who needs to watch your sugar balance. So you want at least 50% greens, and then you can use fruit on top of that. So like I said, some people use banana, some people use apples. Green apples are less likely to spike your blood, and so you could add a green apple to this, or a pear, or like I said, the berries. Those are wonderful. Anyway, so I'm not doing that today. I just have my spinach in here. I do like to watch my sugar control. But another thing that you can use to sweeten is licorice root. And you can see this is the whole root, which looks really hard, right? Large pieces, but I'm gonna blend it here in this heavy duty Vitamix here. You can buy licorice root as a powder, and that would be much easier to dissolve in there. And so I usually do buy the powder, but this time I did buy the root, and it is going to blend well in here. Now, licorice root is contraindicated in people who have high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, or if anyone's ever told you you have low potassium, then don't put licorice root in here. You can use your stevia, a few drops. You can even buy things like chocolate extract. I've bought those from Frontier Co-op. They have a chocolate extract. So I've used that before too. This one I'm going to make chocolate as well, because, well, I like chocolate. And I forgot my healthy fat, so let's add a healthy fat. To this one, I think I will do flax seeds. So let me grab flax seeds. So you can get flax seeds in a couple of different colors. I have a brown one and a golden one. I'm about out of the brown, if you can even see that. I'm not very good. How do I aim for the camera? There we go. But I usually will put in about a tablespoon per person. This is for 2 people, and so I'm going to put in a tablespoon of the brown, since that's about empty, and a tablespoon of the golden. And so there's really not much of a difference. The golden flax seeds aren't going to give you as much brown color if you're going to use them in like baked goods or things like that. and I just buy whichever one I find. All right, so I'm gonna turn it on. And you can see it even turned a brown color, so it's easy to hide if you're giving this to someone who maybe is afraid to try a green smoothie. There we go. We can sneak it in. Don't sneak it in if it's someone with high blood pressure, if it has licorice. All right, so there we go. There's our third green smoothie.